Welcome to our presentation. This will be the most boring presentation you will ever hear and see.
Today we'll talk about values and how some values dominate over others in society while comparing it to other texts such as things fall apart and night. Values are really important in society, but how do they affect us? Or better yet, how do some values dominate over others?
In order to find this out, we're going to be looking at different sources to answer the guiding question. Why do I value what I value? Why do some values dominate over others in society?
Values are something that we wish to have or keep. It's kind of like a goal to achieve it, to be able to maintain that goal. Valuing something that is common in society can lead to dramatic change in society due to common values. Values change how people do certain day-to-day tasks. The smartphone was the best example of how a common value can change society rapidly.
Valuing something that is common in society can lead to dramatic change in society due to common values. Values change how people do certain day-to-day tasks. In the article, The Effect of Smartphones on Social Interaction, the author argues that smartphones can negatively affect the way people communicate with each other on a day-to-day basis, and that people would prefer talking online. Smartphones are responsible for the alienation of oral mode of communication. Smartphones cause people to interact and communicate with each other or with other people negatively. People say things that they wouldn't say online. Unfortunately, that is what has caused cyberbullying and many casualties because of this. If smartphones never existed, people would interact much nicer and there would be much less cyberbullying.
Evan, we need to work on the Wills project.
In a minute. That's what overvaluing smartphones has done to our society. In Frankenstein, Victor values his family, but values Elizabeth the most. He then decides to pursue science and become overly attached to natural philosophy, causing him to create a monster. Victor then creates the monster and does not realize what the monster could do to his family if he angers the monster. At the end of the book, his love dies and much of his family has died because of his obsession with the monster and natural philosophy.
If you value something, it must have meaning to you and it is a goal that you want to achieve or maintain. Values can change the way you act. In the article, What Does It Mean to Value by Mitchell Salfield, the author states that values steer us in certain directions whenever we know where or not. Values can steer us in positive and negative directions, but most of the time it steers us in negative ways.
To value something as people believe in it and achieve it like a goal. Values don't always help you reach your goal. It can be something you have admired since a kid or a memory of a lost family member. In the article, Do We Need Money at All? Can a moneyless society work? The author says that people are too attached to money and that it's just a useless piece of paper. And he also says that why can't people go back to trading items amongst each other like before? In the quote of the book, we all know the damage money and the money mindset has done to this planet and humanity.
It's my turn, Roberto.
Okay.
Perfect. What the author is saying is that people can't live without money because their mindset is used to buying things such as clothes, food, and items that are not necessary, like jewelry. This proves that people will have a really hard time going back to trading like before, because they will still want to buy things with a useless piece of paper. Overall, the article, Do We Need Money at All? Can a moneyless society work? It connects to our group's claim because money has impacted society a lot. People use a piece of paper that can buy our necessities, which will be tough to go back and trading, and that's what the article wants. Connecting tonight to a quote that is, a piece fell into our wagon. I decided not to move. Anyway, I knew that I wouldn't be strong enough to fight off the dozens of violent men. This shows that society in Auschwitz, which are the Jews, they will do anything for a piece of bread. And they can also trade anything with it. Just like we in society buy things with a piece of paper also amongst each other.
Values are what sets our goals and behaviors. The values that are shared throughout the community allow organizations to run easier. In The Significance of Values in an Organization, the author says that having shared values with others in your community allow organizations to run because they have the same goals and will work together. If everyone has different values, a community won't function as people will have different goals and different things they wish to keep or maintain. When shared values disappear, they can totally change people's behaviors and the way they act, such as losing someone you value or just losing values can change the way you act and allow you to set up a new path to find dominant values again. Like in Frankenstein, where Victor and the monster both have an obsession in something they value or desire, where Victor wants Elizabeth, the monster wants a female companion. When both of those values are lost, Elizabeth being killed and the monster not having his female companion, they both completely change to set up a new goal for themselves whenever it could be revenge or to find a new value to take over them. Both of them want something and that is the cause for the conflict.
Alright, in the article by Why Do We Value Privacy? It says that privacy means a lot to people, and without it in societies, it wouldn't work out because everyone would be stealing from each other and everywhere. What the author of this article is saying that privacy is something everyone values in our society. There are also people who like being open to others, not private about themselves all the time. But then again, no one is here to judge people and how they are and what they do or don't do. At night, on page 113, it says, I should not describe my life during the time period. It no longer matters. This connects to our claim because he valued something which was his life, but without his dad, he didn't have anything to value anymore. So without him, obviously, he didn't want to live anymore and didn't value anything else anymore.
Good job, Norberto! Yams shaped the entire Igbo's religion. A quote in Things Fall Apart said, his mother and sister worked hard enough, but they grew women's crops, like cocoa, yams, beans, and cassava. Yam, the king crop, was a man's crop. Page 19. Yams were only farmed by men and only men. Women were not allowed to farm yams.
The feast of the new yam was approaching and Yumo was in the festival mood. It was an occasion for giving thanks to Ani, the earth goddess, and the source of all fertility. Ani played a greater part in life of the people than any other deity. Page 31. In the article, Teenagers Value the Simple Things in Life by Cornell Urquhart says that teens are more likely to value simple things to be happy rather than having new clothes or the latest mobile phone. In the article, he states that in a study by Institute for Social and Economic Research at the University of Texas, saying that kids aged 10 to 15 think that close friends, playing sports, and a stable home life are really important to them. They value simple stuff as it is really easy to keep that value. The reason why people value simple things is because those values are dominating in society. Simple values are values that are usually shared within a community because they are necessary in daily life.
In the article, Who Are We? What Do We Value? The article goes over why we are who we are and how values connect everything to society. It says in the article that the government values money and the economy. We need the economy to sustain ourselves and not go into complete chaos. If we had no economy and money, we would go into chaos because everyone would want the same thing. Without these certain values, we would not be able to be who we are today. If there is something that everyone wants and no economy or money, it would be chaos over that one thing. Apply that to everything that causes a major problem. Valuing something too much can lead to a common problem in society and can affect a number of different things.
In the article Importance of Philosophy, it says that values cause people to take specific actions, such as when your family is in need of help.
Another article, Values, Its Meanings, Characteristics, Types, Importance by Pooja Mandel, says that thus values are collective conceptions of what is considered good, desirable, and proper or bad, undesirable and improper in a culture. Values are something that we want or something that can be bad or improper in a culture. These values end up dominating us because we will do anything to have what we desire. The reason values are so important to us is because it consists of concepts that we consider to be good, and we will do anything to have that value with us. Values end up changing how we act just to keep that value or to not lose it.
Do we need money at all? Can a moneyless society work? We thought that values are also other things such as money value. If we had no money in our society, it would be chaos. People would want the same thing, and people would choose not to work.
When things fall apart, the yam celebration connects to our group's plan because it shows manliness, but it also shows how much the society, when things fall apart, value them.
And thanks so much for watching. Oh, by the way, follow me on Twitter at SI Delgado, and these two guys, subscribe to them on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
we're
got
done.
this. Finally.
This is for Mr. Wills. This is SIE and Norberto's Frankenstein interpretive dance.
People use a piece of paper they can buy.